Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we are doing a health tag video with Brittany Nicole and Barefruit Style. So go check them out after you watch this video. Their links will be in the description down below. And let's get to it. Alright, so if you are new to my channel, my name is Brian. I'm currently on a weight loss journey. I am using keto and exercise to try to lose my weight. I am also on a kind of life reboot where I'm switching careers from a career in IT to now going into the trucking industry. So yeah, basically that is what my channel is about. So if you're interested in either weight loss or trucking, I will be doing both of those. Alright, so let's go into the questions that we have for this tag. Alright, so question number 1. What food triggered you before your health journey? My biggest trigger food is pizza. I used to work at Papa Murphy's making pizza. I did that for about 8 years, and it's always been that food that's kind of like always been in my life as far as it being a reward. Like I remember back in the days of grade school, if if your class scored a certain percentage on all their tests or got a certain grade, you would end up getting like a pizza party on Friday. And if you did something kind of great thing in sports, like you won your game, you had a pizza party. It's kind of funny, but my favorite cartoon growing up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, loved pizza. That's always been my thing. It's always been in my life, and it's always been my struggle of trying to not eat the pizza. Alright, so question number 2. Were you an emotional comfort binge eater before starting your weight loss journey? If so, do you have any advice for someone struggling with the same thing? Definitely an emotional eater. Anytime I've ever been really stressed out or depressed, or hell, even excited and happy about something, food is my reward. I mean, I can think of times where I've been stressed out at work and not knowing how to deal with things, and my instinct has just been going to, say, the commissary or the snack machine that we have there, and, grabbing a candy bar, or grabbing a really excessively delicious, calorie-dense lunch. Hey, like pizza. But yeah, I mean, like, food has always been a comfort, so situations like that, food has definitely been my go-to when dealing with any sort of emotional issues. So one thing I can say as far as how I've been trying to replace that is anytime I've been stressed out, I used to try to go to the gym and work out my anxiety or frustrations or anger or anything that I'm going through like that on the treadmill or the elliptical. That's not really been an option since, everything that's going on now. So instead, I either lift weights here at home, or I go to the local track or trail and get my walk in and try to use exercise as my way of dealing with my stress as opposed to food now. Alright, so next question. Did you have an aha moment that made you want to get healthy? I've had a lot of aha moments over my life. Weight has always been a constant struggle for me for as long as I can remember, and I've always had those times in my life where I've had that moment where I'm tired of being the size that I am, and I join a gym, I start a diet, I do something, and I make a commitment to get this weight off of me, and I do, but, then I feel like, okay, I've hit my goal, or I've gotten super frustrated because I'm not making any progress anymore, and I let it slip, and it all kind of comes back. So as far as aha moments this time around, I would say my aha moment has been dealing with an extreme amount of stress and depression during 2020, as well as, everything else that's going on, aside from what's been happening in my personal life. And I've kind of just hit this moment where I'm done wallowing or just sitting, letting things just kind of go on around me and not doing anything. And I've come to the conclusion that I need to just, take charge of things in my life and work towards improvement. But that's not just in weight loss, that's in career, that's in my relationships with friends, that's in learning new things, like getting into photography, really getting into vlogging on a consistent basis, reconnecting with my creativity and art. Basically, just trying to improve every facet of my life. That's kind of my aha moment this time around. Alright, so next question we have here is, are you on a specific diet or exercise plan? Yes, my specific diet is keto. I have been doing kind of a sloppy, lazy keto, where I'm probably more realistically have been on the low carb side of things versus actual straight keto. I've been trying to recently change that to be more on the strict side. So aside from trying to be a little more on the strict side of keto, I also hadn't really been tracking calories. That's something I'm going to be doing going forward now, because it's not just about the carbs, it's also about the calories and the energy that I'm taking in as well as putting out. As far as exercise goes, I am doing walks and hikes, as well as I have some dumbbells here at home, which I have been using to try to do some strength training. That's been my go-to for my diet and exercise plan. I'm hoping that the gym opens back up again soon, so I can actually start hitting the treadmill more, try to build up some endurance, maybe get into running at some point, but also use some of the more advanced machines there for strength training. What are your short-term health goals? I would say my first goal is to lose at least 20 pounds. I'm currently down 5, so getting there. I just started my health journey, so 5 pounds right now is pretty good for me, but definitely have a lot more to go. Aside from just numbers on a scale, I don't want to solely focus on that, because in times that I've previously done weight loss, I've been so focused on the number on the scale, and I would get so frustrated when that number wouldn't drop. Even though, changes are still going on in my body as far as my clothes fitting better, if the number hadn't dropped on the scale, I would just get frustrated and angry and want to throw in the towel. So I'm trying to not focus so much on the numbers, but also just overall how well I feel. Part of the ways I'm gauging that are, how much further can I walk each day? Do my clothes fit better? So I have a certain jersey, trying to get that jersey to fit me, because right now it's very tight. So that's going to be another one of my goals, is to actually be able to wear that comfortably. Alright, so next question. What progress have I made so far? As I mentioned, I've lost about 5 pounds now. I'm trying to continue that and lose a lot more. But I'm trying not to focus so much on the large amount of weight that I have to lose, and I'm just trying to appreciate what I am currently losing. I don't want to look so far down the road that I feel like I have a long ways to go and get frustrated, but I want to instead just appreciate the short-term goals that I get and celebrate those victories and continue building that momentum continuing forward. Alright, so long-term health goals are going to be, I would like to be able to go to like a normal store and buy clothes instead of, going to the fat guy store like DXL or, just places like that. I don't want to have to order my clothes online anymore. I want to be able to just say, oh, this shirt looks really awesome. I think I'll just buy it, Just be able to buy clothes off the rack. That's a goal. I know that's going to be a long-term goal, but it's a goal. Also, a long-term goal is going to be getting off of my blood pressure medication. I actually did that once a few years ago. I was on blood pressure medication, worked out, lost almost 100 pounds, got off that medication, but then I let things slip, gained the weight back, and back on the medication again. So that's my next long-term goal, is to get off that medication again. Just generally improve how I feel. Alright, so here's another good question. How do you deal with cheat days and letdown, like Plateaus? How I deal with cheat days is I generally try not to do them. I feel like when I'm doing keto, if I go off keto, it kind of resets the way my body functions. It switches from burning fats for fuel to going back to carbs and sugars. And when you make that switch, it is hard to switch back over again. So I generally just try to stay away from that stuff. Plus, you know, I just feel terrible when my body's going through that switchover of using carbs and sugars for fuel back to fats again. So as far as cheat days, I just try to avoid them. Say though that, you know, there's a celebration going on, someone's birthday maybe, I will maybe bring my own food, or just make modifications if we're going out or ordering in something. Like for Chinese food, I don't eat the sugary stuff like the orange chicken or the lemon chicken, that kind of thing. Instead, I'll stick with, say, broccoli beef. Get the veggies instead of chow mein or fried rice. For hamburgers, if we go out for burgers, I just get something lettuce wrapped, you know, just no bun. When I used to go to Red Robin, I would get the lettuce wrapped burgers that they have there, and you can substitute fries for, say, a side salad, or I believe they do steamed broccoli as well. So there's always modifications you can make, and I think that's probably my favorite thing about keto, is that there's so many substitutions you can make, and generally any meal that you are going out and getting with friends or family, you can customize it to something that will work. Alright, so next question. What is my favorite way to exercise and why? I would say my favorite way to exercise is through weight training. I just love the way that my body feels when I do that. Like those muscle aches that you get the next day when you're just like feeling sore and tired. But it's like a good feeling. I don't know how really to describe it other than you just feel stronger. You feel like you've, you know, really worked out your body and you're just building that strength up, and it just feels amazing. Alright, so next question. Is there anyone in the social media that inspires me on my fitness journey? Definitely a few of them. One of them would be Danny Gets Fit. Another is going to be Obese to Beast. He is amazing. Love that guy. So these are two people that really inspire me because they've been heavy or overweight. They've lost their weight through exercise, hard work, and eating healthy. I think that is really important for me, is being able to find people that have gone through or are going through what I'm dealing with, and be able to see that, you know, it is possible to make these changes and find success in it. Alright, so another question here. Do I feel like I had to give up anything for this lifestyle? I would say going back to the celebrations as far as birthdays and things, a little bit. Like, I don't get to eat cake or ice cream like everyone else does at these events. For that kind of thing, I basically just have to, you know, bring my own thing. I used to be able to make my own keto-friendly versions of cakes. Don't really have my own kitchen to be able to do that at the moment. You know, there's substitutions out there. You just have to, you know, think a little bit outside of the box and really think about what you can do to make your diet or your exercise work for you. Alright, so lastly here, is there any advice that I can give to any of you watching that are on your own weight loss journey? I feel like the best advice I can really give is to not get discouraged. I mean, that sounds kind of like lame advice, but I used to easily get discouraged if I would just step on the scale and see no loss or a gain, especially after I feel like I've put in so much hard work and dedication and feel like I've really committed to the diet and said no to so many different things, knowing that I was going to see such a huge loss on the scale, and then actually stepping on it and not seeing anything. I used to feel so defeated in those moments. So I guess my piece of advice for you is, if you're going through that, just stick with it. You're going to see the results pay off. Don't focus so much on that number you're on the scale. Instead, get some measuring tape and measure your body, because that's really where you're going to see the changes. How well your clothes fit, and just generally how much better you feel physically, how much more energy you have, how much more movement you're able to get in, how much you're able to do that you weren't able to do previously. Those are the things to focus on, not just some number on the scale. So I really hope that helps you out. Again, check out Brittany Nicole's video and Barefoot Styles video on the same subject, and I hope we're able to really help you out with this. And if there's any questions or any comments you'd like to leave me, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I try to answer every message that I get, And I hope to check back in with you again next week. Thanks for dropping by, watching this video, and I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.